Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Imagine living a life bound by rules, expectations, and roles that don't feel like you. Then, imagine breaking free, finally claiming your true self. Glennon Doyle's Untamed is a memoir that challenges readers to unearth their authentic selves and live courageously, beyond the constraints society imposes. Through her deeply personal stories, Doyle inspires readers to listen to their inner voice, abandon the need to please others, and forge a life that feels wild and free. Untamed is not just a memoir, it's a call to awaken, live unapologetically, and embrace the journey of self-discovery. Doyle doesn't just tell her story, she guides us through lessons on finding our truth, unlocking our courage, and reconnecting with our deepest desires. The journey she outlines is one of reclaiming who we truly are. Let's dive into the transformative themes and life lessons from Untamed. The beginning, feeling caged. Doyle begins by revealing how, for years, she felt trapped, caged by the pressures to be a good mother, a perfect wife, and a model woman. She did everything society told her was right, yet still felt empty. It wasn't until she faced a moment of personal crisis that Doyle realized she had been silencing her inner voice, the voice that spoke to her true self. This realization became her wake-up call. One of the first major themes in Untamed is how society often puts women, and all of us in some ways, into boxes, teaching us to conform, keep the peace, and avoid rocking the boat. Doyle helps us see that this caged way of living prevents us from embracing our true power. Through her journey, we learn that the first step to breaking free is acknowledging that feeling lost, frustrated, or restless may actually be a sign we're living by others' expectations instead of our own. Trusting the inner voice. A key lesson Doyle imparts is the importance of trusting our inner voice, what she calls the knowing. This is the part of ourselves that intuitively understands what we need and desire. However, many of us have been taught to ignore it in favor of pleasing others, keeping the peace, or staying safe. Doyle's story urges us to reconnect with that knowing, trusting it even when it disrupts the status quo. She shares a powerful moment when she realizes she's been living according to what others expect of her instead of what she truly wants. This realization is empowering and frightening, yet it propels her to make life-altering decisions, including ending her marriage and stepping into a love that felt genuine to her. Doyle's experience encourages us to listen closely to our inner voice, honoring it even when it calls us to make uncomfortable choices. Breaking free from the good girl syndrome. Another pivotal message in Untamed is Doyle's exploration of the good girl identity. A role that requires women to be polite, pleasing, and quiet. Doyle explains how this identity is often a trap, keeping people from asking for what they need, speaking their minds, and living authentically. She shares that by playing this role, she lost touch with her own desires and ambitions, living a life that felt constrained. Breaking free from this good girl mold, Doyle discovered her bold, true self. She encourages readers to challenge the notion of being good as defined by others. Instead, she asks us to strive to be true, to be brave, honest, and wild. For her, this process meant stepping away from people-pleasing and daring to put herself first. Doyle's journey reminds us that it's okay to let go of roles that no longer serve us. Embracing our wildness. One of the most captivating metaphors in Untamed is that of the cheetah, a powerful symbol Doyle uses to represent our inner wildness, the natural, vibrant part of us that society tames. Doyle recounts a visit to a zoo where a cheetah, born in captivity, chases a stuffed bunny in a training exercise. She wonders if the cheetah, though conditioned to perform for an audience, ever longs to run freely in the wild. This image resonates deeply. Like the cheetah, many of us have been trained to chase after superficial markers of success or approval, losing our wildness along the way. Doyle teaches us that reclaiming our wildness is not only freeing, but necessary for living a fulfilling life. Embracing our wildness means following our instincts, being unapologetically ourselves, and no longer playing small. It's about reconnecting with our passions and dreams, daring to step into a life that feels meaningful. Her message is a rallying cry for all of us to release the chains of societal expectations and live authentically. Key takeaways and life lessons. Honor your truth. Doyle's journey is a powerful reminder that true happiness begins with living in alignment with your values and desires. She challenges us to prioritize our truth over comfort, even when it's uncomfortable. By honoring her own truth, she found strength, fulfillment, and joy. Self-compassion is key. Doyle emphasizes the importance of self-compassion, encouraging us to let go of guilt or shame that can arise from choosing our path. Her story reminds us that taking care of ourselves is not selfish, it's essential for a meaningful life. Let go of people-pleasing. Doyle shows how freeing it is to stop living for others and start living for ourselves. While pleasing everyone might keep the peace, it rarely leads to happiness. Letting go of this habit allows us to cultivate relationships and opportunities that reflect our true values. Embrace change with courage. One of the boldest lessons in Untamed is embracing change. Doyle shares that real transformation often requires making tough choices, ones that may disrupt comfort or security. But when change aligns with your truth, it becomes an act of courage. Stay connected to your knowing. Trusting the inner voice, that knowing, is perhaps Doyle's most powerful lesson. This voice can guide us toward decisions that are aligned with our authentic selves. To live untamed means to follow this knowing, daring to live a life that feels true. Untamed is a manifesto for all who feel trapped, constrained, or disconnected from their own potential. Doyle's journey of breaking free and claiming her authentic self is inspiring and empowering. Her insights show us that true happiness lies in the courage to be our truest selves. Her book doesn't offer quick fixes, it invites us to embark on the deep, lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth. Doyle's message is clear: within each of us lies a wild, vibrant force waiting to be unleashed. If you're ready to stop merely surviving and start living with passion, authenticity, and joy, Untamed offers the roadmap. Don't let society's rules keep you caged, embrace the wild within.